Okay, we're rolling.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave. Hope you're doing well. I found this cool tool for podcasters. It's a summary service that'll take a look at your podcast. You need an RSS feed, so that means you have a host and you upload to one place and it goes to many places. If you don't have that, it might not work for you. It's RSS based, really simple syndication. So if you have an RSS feed, then this will be a cool little thing for you to play with. If you want a great summary about what's going on with your show, what you're doing well, and where the content gaps are. Like, what are you missing out on that you're totally unaware of? This is really a fun AI tool made for podcasters, made for what we do. And I'm going to put a link to it in the show notes. I'd love for you to go check it out. And let me know your feedback on what you saw for your show when you started using this tool. It's Podcast Haven, and the report is called the Podcast Intelligence Report. And it's a free look at where your show is thriving and maybe some of the gaps for your podcast. Here we go. So I ran this very show through this tool at Podcast Haven. And yeah, it's interesting. They analyzed 25 of my 671 episodes. So they didn't do all of the episodes. They did 25 of them. They gave me a show overview for this podcast. They said that in the 25 episodes that they looked at, my average podcast duration was 28 minutes. I'm releasing an episode every day, which is true. And the average duration at this point is 11.5 hours for my podcast. And it gives me my guest episodes at 40% and my solo episodes at 60%. Interesting. That's pretty cool. And then it breaks down my topic distribution as well for the podcast. And it broke it into 5 categories. The top category at 40% of my content over 25 episodes is around podcaster mindset and productivity. The next category at 20% of my episodes over 25 episodes, interviewing and guest management skills. And again, over the last 25 episodes, podcast industry trends and technology was at 16%. Content strategy and discoverability was 12% of my podcast, these 25 episodes. And again, another 12% for authenticity and community building. So it gives you a nice breakdown of your topic distribution for your show. I thought that was interesting. And from here, this is where it gets really, it gets into some of our content gaps in our podcast. So it starts off with what we're doing really well, but now here's a spot where it's like, oh, I'm missing something here. And I love when they point this out. So here's some information about this show, some content gaps based on Podcast Haven's Podcast Intelligence Report. Here's what they're saying about this show. So how they describe this is these gaps are discovered by querying the data for SEO, a real-time Google keyword database for topics in your niche, then cross-referencing against your archive for your show. Every gap shown is something your audience is actually searching for that you haven't covered yet. And then you have a button. You can go from easiest first to most searched, and you can kind of bounce back and forth. So I'm going to go to most searched, and it tells me that community is one word that's being searched. It says in the little search thing, I'm not going to go through all of these, but it says with 368,000 searches per month, community is a highly demanded topic, directly relevant to podcasters looking to build engaged audiences. A core theme of this show. The podcast title already mentions a community for podcasters, which it does, indicating an existing audience interest and brand alignment, making this a natural and high impact area to explore. So that's really interesting. It's actually pinpointing the fact that I don't talk enough about community on this show, and I should do more of that. And it's giving me a high ranking for that. It talks about advanced is another key thing to focus on. Audience is another one. Guest booking, community building, podcast hosting, advanced audio, podcast hosting platforms. It gives me all these different ones that are giving me content gaps that I could focus on and help my SEO scores. I thought that was pretty interesting. The other thing it does is it gives me some episode ideas for the podcast as well. A little information comes up with the idea section, talks about these ideas aren't AI guesses. They come from real Google keyword data. Data for SEO identified what your audience is actively searching for in your niche, then cross-references against your active archive to surface only what you haven't covered yet. And each idea is proven search demand opportunity. So top opportunity for me with the highest volume and lowest competition at this point based on my episodes. Unlocking your podcast tech stack, essential tools for every podcaster. That one's an easy one for me with 18.1K per month as far as interest, which is really cool. And it gives you some other things as well that I can do as a solo, that I can do as a guest, or I can do as a roundtable. Super cool. And then it also breaks down into repurposing opportunities for my show. It's giving me recommendations on what I can do and turn existing episodes into new content formats. And talks about having a blog post, making YouTube videos, creating a lead magnet, a Twitter thread, a LinkedIn post, a newsletter, and gives me topic ideas for all of those things, which is interesting. Yet another segment here is guest opportunities, categories of guests that would resonate with your audience. And they make some recommendations. So they're recommending that I get a podcast legal expert on the show. They're suggesting that podcast monetization strategist focused on niche audience would be a good choice for the show. Audio engineer and producer specializing in remote interview workflows would be another gap. I haven't done that yet. I know that. Community builder and engagement specialist for online platforms is another recommendation. Mindset coach for creative professionals with a focus on overcoming self-doubt. It's really cool. They also go right from there into some growth insights for my show. They break down a bunch of suggestions. They also give me a content roadmap from my show and help me plan out my next 10 episodes, giving me title ideas, a basic idea of the content idea for the show, for those 10 episodes. It's really good. And then it breaks down those suggestions into top caps that I need to fill, repurposing wins and guest categories. And you can share this. You can download this as a PDF or a text report. And it's all free. That means it's on the Podcast for Free website. You know that website, right? Remember this? Yeah, so it's listed there on podcastforfree.com. Go all the way to the bottom of the list and you'll see a link directly to what I'm using right now. So it makes it super easy. Also in the show notes because I don't want to break that track record as well. So it's there for you. Now, I realize that maybe 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now, there's going to be another 1,000, 10,000 other options. But right now, it's a great option for you. And again, it's free, so it made it onto podcastforfree.com. So my challenge for you is to go to this website, go to Podcast Haven, follow the link, and go through, grab your RSS feed, and drop it in. If you're like, Dave, I have no idea what you're saying, then you and I need to spend some time together because there's a few things you need to learn about podcasting to help you understand what you're doing better. So reach out to me at howtopodcast.ca. We can do a screen share. There's a calendar link on my website. You also can find the podcastforfree.com is buried inside of howtopodcast.ca. Yeah, that's how I did it. And we can get together and go through this together and have a virtual coffee. Speaking of which, buymeacoffee.com, there's a link in the show notes if you want to support the show because, coffee is good. And we can get together, you and I, and talk through this, do a screen share, and walk through the results together in real time. And I can explain this and break it down for you and give you some great ideas for future episodes. So go try it out and let me know how it goes for you. I'd love to hear what you learned about your show, leave me a SpeakPipe message at howtopodcast.ca. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much for listening to the entirety of the episode, including this part. You know what? A lot of people leave right now, so we'll let them leave. Give them a second to go. Okay, now it's just you and me. We have our meetups that we do for the How to Podcast series. We do them during the week, and we also do them on Saturdays. So twice a week, you have the opportunity to meet other podcasters, just like you. Some people have just started. Some people haven't even released an episode yet. Some have been doing it forever. And we get together and talk podcasting. We want to help you in community to continue with your show, to start your show, to grow your show. So come and meet listeners of this show in one space on meetup.com. Again, through howtopodcast.ca, you'll see the links. It's completely free to join. Come whenever you have an opportunity to come. There's no commitment. You don't have to sign any waivers. You can just come join us. Come join the conversation. We'd love to have you there because the only thing that's going to make these meetups better is you being there. So I'm hoping you will say yes. And you'll say, Dave, I'm tired of podcasting by myself. I wish there were people I could connect with that are fellow podcasters and share my frustrations with guests who ghost me and my editing software is crapping out on me and I'm just having this hard time. I'm just having a hard time coming up with podcasts, episodes and titles and all the things and social media. Wouldn't it be great to get in a room with other podcasters and share best practices and learn? 3 of our 4 Saturdays every month are themed. So you have a topic, but that last Saturday of every month is open question and answer. Ask anything. Come meet a podcaster. Come enjoy the podcasting community through howtopodcast.ca. Come to our meetups. Can't wait to see you there. You're still here. Well, isn't that very nice? Yeah. What's one thing, Dave, that you would do different if you started a new show today? That was the question I got from a coaching call recently. One thing I would do different? I would probably spend less time looking at my stats when I first start a new show than I had done previously. It's fun to look at stats. It's fun to see where people are listening from. It's fun to look at that number and see it grow. But that can't be your only motivation in doing a podcast. I'm really leaning more towards that we just focus on the first 10, 15, 20 episodes before we even get into looking at stats and understanding stats. There's some basic stuff that can help you in the early days of your show, but getting wrapped around the numbers of how many people are engaging with your show, not healthy. Really isn't. It takes time. It takes a long time. I think I read somewhere that bamboo takes 5 years before you see any results. So it doesn't take 5 years to see results in a podcast, but it takes more than 5 minutes. So instead of posting your episode live and then sitting there hitting refresh, hoping for a new listen, a new number, and getting bigger, go focus on your content. Focus on being a better podcaster. Focus on creating better stories. Focus on getting better on the mic. Focus on editing skills, better interviews, better guests. Focus on that, and the numbers will follow. If you focus on the numbers, you'll lose sight of your audience, even though you're looking right at them. So focus on the content first. That'd be the one thing I would really, really encourage not only you, but myself. And by focusing on getting better as a podcaster, everything else will just fall into place. So thanks for being here. Take care.